Hello everybody, Buddy with Midland, Texas. This is an email that I plan on sending to the mayor and city council, city manager, chief of police, Texas Rangers. And here, I'll just read it real quick and then show you some evidence. The secret crime epidemic. Mayor Blong, City Manager Gonzales, and chief of police know. Many people have heard of the tunnels and underground homes in Midland, which are connected with the murder attempt on my life when I was shot by somebody under my home with my phone lines cut. Proof has now been found showing that 5 Midland police officers, Davis, Dickie, Chatwell, Angel, and Hale, were under my home that night. I recently provided this evidence to the mayor and city council, city manager, chief, and Texas Rangers. I was reporting burglar alarms going off in my attic before I was shot, and I reported people in my attic to the police over a year before this home invasion and premeditated murder attempt. These crimes have never stopped, as I now know these criminals sleep here. The last time I heard somebody in my attic was a few minutes ago. And this was going on before I moved here. As I was told, the last owner, Mike Lawhon, was telling his friends about people breaking this home before he was suspected of being killed here and taken to Fort Worth in October 2008. I believe there's a tunnel under this home that leads up a wall with a crawl space into the attic. This allows the home intruders to come and go all they want without being seen, as they're not coming in from a normal door or window. I found a suspected tunnel entrance in my next door neighbor's backyard, and I suspected that most of the homes where people have been reported in the attic are rigged the same way. That's the closest path for a tunnel and less digging. After being shot and finding this on Google Maps, I posted pictures of it online, and the suspected tunnel entrance was moved or removed. In the attic, they built a false ceiling, which is essentially a mini home and hiding place where they sleep. They steal electricity, heating, and cooling from the homeowner, but they're not stealing items such as TVs, jewelry, etc. It's rent-free living, much like a squatter who has taken over an abandoned property, and with rent running around $2,000 a month, then it's a very profitable crime racket. This explains why they'll murder any innocent homeowner who tries to stop them. This crime is called burglary of a habitation, and according to Texas law, because they're entering a home without permission with the intent to commit theft or assault. After I returned from the hospital and then crippled for life from being shot by somebody under my home with burglar alarms going off in the attic, I started hearing calls on my police scanner for other homeowners reporting people in the attic, and it was a lot of them. Many of these calls I recorded for proof so they can't deny them. I could tell that the police were doing the same thing to these other crime victims that they had done to me, which was to falsely label the victim as crazy while not telling them about the many other citizens who had reported the same crimes. This is the modus operandi for this organized crime and racketeering. I started posting online about people in the attic, and people all over the country started contacting me and telling their stories. I've documented people in the attic from California to Alabama, which is obviously the tip of the iceberg. I suspect it's going on in every state and maybe in other countries too. This is the crime epidemic, the secret crime epidemic going on all over America, which has been hidden from the public by our police and press. And to make this worse, most of the crime victims who have somebody living in their attic don't have a clue. I lived in this house in Midland for 2 years before reporting my first burglary, and that was after noticing that somebody had been in the main living area of my home. When the homeowners are not home, the burglars have the entire home to use. I'm now sure that my previous home in Hobbs, New Mexico was also rigged and had people in the attic. That home and the one next to it were built by my former in-laws and in the late Don Calloway. I believe there's a tunnel between them. That is my son's grandparents, so I can't really put Ann in prison for it, but I would wish that she would tell the truth and help stop this never-ending nightmare. She's going to answer to God for this. So why haven't I tried to expose the false ceiling, the wall with the cross space of the tunnel they're coming in from? Well, I did, and even had one of the burglars trapped in my bathroom on the night they cut my phone lines and shot me. Burglar alarms were going off in my attic before I was shot, and that was recorded on a voice recorder that I told Midland Detective Rosie Rodriguez about while saying, "I have proof. Just go look. There's proof." Officer April Chandler said she found the voice recorder and it was checked into evidence, but I found this to be a lie. It looks like Sergeant Matt Davis stole the voice recorder, then quit the police department. So now there is proof that Midland Police stole evidence that I told them about in a premeditated capital attempted murder, and nothing has changed. No arrests and no news stories while the crimes continue at my home, and I'm sure at the many other homes across the nation. My guess is this is a large human trafficking crime ring and may be connected with illegal immigration, but I have no proof of that. I believe that they should be charged under RICO, as it's absolutely organized crime with significant public corruption involved. I give God all the praise and glory for saving my life when they planned my murder in advance, and I believe that He's doing something big here, as this is a nationwide crime operation. Somehow we must find law enforcement not supportive of criminals breaking into private homes and killing one innocent homeowner after another in protection of the secret crime epidemic. God bless, Buddy.
Bad woman is facing charges after police say she burned down her home to get rid of someone who she claimed was in the attic.
300 Hickory. The complainant's saying she can hear someone up in the attic. She smells cigarette smoke. She took her family. They're going to be waiting out front.
316 Geneva. Caller stating that he heard someone in the attic.
610 Jeter. Complainant's going to be a 7-year-old male. Stated he can hear yelling and fighting. His mother's in the attic. He can hear her being assaulted. Providence, going to be at 1096 female Viola, advising that she thinks there's people inside of her residence in her attic. Address on Springdale. It was reported that he heard voices in the attic.
You know, like I said, that's just they pulled the insulation out and they traveled through here. All this was done. But then here was my bedroom. And here was a place that was taken out of my bedroom that we found that was a hole in my ceiling to where I suppose they'd had a camera planted there. And then this right beside my bedroom, you could just drop down in here in between my walls.
I'm in the bathtub and now the alarm in the attic's going off. And so, anyway, while we listen to it in a minute, I'll show you my foot. And these are real people. I showed you, made that video this morning. You know the burglar alarms work. There's somebody in my attic right now.
Off again, second time today.
Okay, we got a burglar alarm going on. I can't see it. There it is right there. Okay.
Look at that. Look at that insulation.
Should be
falling.
over here.
Do you see all that insulation falling?
It is falling, ain't it?
Yeah.
How come we don't?
Dude,
I know.
look. Whoa.
Ain't that interesting?
That was the second time in 1 minute.
Okay.